Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle Innocent and I'm the founder and CEO of Project Purpose. Welcome to our channel. Our community is focused on fostering the intellectual and character development in children. We do this through our parent-child workshops that are focused on 4 themes: autonomy, self-efficacy, compassion, and self-concept, in order to cultivate grit, perseverance, and resilience in each child. And we are so thrilled to be offering one of the first of its kind digital, virtual, and continuous learning environments, enabling parents and children to connect from all around the world. At Project Purpose, our overarching mandate is to renew and rebuild family, community, and relationships. Our different social media platforms provide us with an opportunity to have discussions and to create space for all topics that relate to family, community, and relationships with ourselves as well as with others, with a primary focus on mental health and education. More precisely, the ways that the institutions of mental health and education play a role and have played a role in our societies at large. These discussions and debates provide us with an opportunity to think critically about what needs to change within these structures for us to live up to our bold slogan: support, protect, and empower each child for youth-focused development, better known as leadership in juvenescence. We recognize that in valuing our children's leadership potential, this also translates as recreating and co-creating environments, both socially and politically, that will enable our children to thrive. Now, for those of you who are particularly keen on the topic, we also write thought pieces every other Sunday. We actually just dropped a thought piece this past Sunday, so be sure to meander over to the website and check out our online content. Now, if it is the case that you are looking for a listening alternative, well, we're available on 12 different podcast platforms for your listening leisure, and we provided you with access to the links in the description down below. Now, as is the convention, be sure to subscribe, hit that post notification bell so that you are aware of every time we post. And of course, if you like these conversations and you want to keep them going, like, comment, and share this segment. Let's get into it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another segment here on Project Purpose. For those of you who are new, we cover topics that relate to mental health, mental wellness, and education on a week-by-week basis. And today the topic of discussion is mental health. And on the topic of mental health, I'm going to be talking about how we clear out those creativity blockers. In our first video this week, we talked a little bit about creativity, and I talked about, cerebral stress, which is really the stress that we put on ourselves to create, to produce, and to provide output, and to provide a return on the investment of our time. But I think that a lot of us, we don't really know what is the best setting, the best environment to help us really garnish the energy that we need to really prime ourselves to create and really bring out our inner creator. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my top 3 things that I do to make sure that I am primed to create, and that I've given myself the opportunity to be successful and to be proud of what it is that I'm putting out there in the ether. And so I want to give those to you. I want you to give those a try. And if you find that they're supporting you in dealing with some of those energy blockers, some of those creativity blockers, then you're welcome. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. The first creativity blocker that I want to give for you is distractibility. And of course, this one is a given, but to be distracted, I'm going to give it a very specific definition. So you are distracted when you're thinking about the past, or when you're worrying and ruminating about past events. You're also distracted when you're thinking about the future. This also entails the output, when you're worried about what it's going to look like. Creativity for me involves being very present. It means I'm immersed in the here and now. I am giving all of myself, all of my attention into what it is that I'm doing now without worrying about what it's going to look like at the end of the day. That stage happens later, but when you're in the process of creating something new, you have to be in the present, in the now, and completely part of the scenario or the scene that you're in. And I think that it's really hard for some of us to do if you don't practice meditation. I'm really proficient at meditation to stop myself from thinking ahead too much or ruminating on the past. And so now I've recognized that there's just so much beauty and power in being able to stay present. And I think that to be creative, and there is a difference, by the way, between being creative and being present to be creative and being focused and that driving creativity. A lot of us creativity with caffeine, different stimulants that help us feel like we're present, we're super focused and super concentrated. But that is an alternative to the real deal, I'll tell you. And I can say that because I am someone who loves caffeine. And I've been off of caffeine for a little while. I've been off of coffee, which is amazing, since 2018. Like my MBA got me addicted to caffeine in the worst way. So I'm not too upset about the fact that I'm not drinking coffee right now. But there is an artificial sense of creating when you're on caffeine that burns you out, that doesn't happen when you are just aware and present and from that place creating. So for those of you who find that you need caffeine, a stimulant, some sort of a boost to be creative, I'm saying better to practice meditation and learn to be present. Being present is a far more return on your investment than being focused. But it is the case that you want to create something really big, something that's really inspiring, that's really moving for you and for the audience you're hoping to capture. Now, the second point that I want to talk about being creative and something that can block creativity is overstimulation. So when I am present, I find that I love to be present in nature because nature is never loud, right? There are never so many things that are going on that being present creates its own kind of distraction because I'm overstimulated. There's just too many things to take in. And so I am the kind of person where if there are words written anywhere, I just have to read them. I have to read the words that I walk by, and I'm constantly, anytime I'm walking, and I love walking, I'm reading everything, even if I'm trying not to. Like, I can't help but read everything that walks by. And after a period of time, if I don't have like a break from that stimuli, if I'm not like walking in nature where there's lots to see but not lots to focus and attend to, then I can be distracted by that. It can be a creativity blocker because now I'm overstimulated. And being overstimulated just means you're taking in so much stimuli that you're having a hard time processing it efficiently and effectively. And because I'm HSP, I take in way more information than most people do. I'm processing even the littlest details, like you're talking to you, there's a little bit of wheat in front of me, and I'm just taking in the way that the wheat is moving in the wind. And it's like, that's not something that most people will pay attention to, or even like the way that the wind is moving the trees and the flag. And like, these are the different things that I attend to enough that it can be distracting and it can be overstimulating. So I find that you need to find an environment where being aware, being present is calming and not overstimulating. And so for me, I find being aware, being present is calming when I'm zeroed in on my laptop. It's calming when I'm just looking to roam and explore, and that's the activity du jour, or it's calming when I'm in nature. Otherwise, being aware and being present, like in a mall, for me is very overstimulating because there's lots of colors, there's lots of banners, there's lots of things that are making grabs for my attention, and they're getting it. Unfortunately, they're getting my attention because I don't like to be tunnel vision. I want to be aware of my surroundings when I'm walking anywhere in any place. But then that means that you just have to pick your environments with care because being overstimulated can exhaust you physically and mentally, and creativity requires that you have an excess of energy to output into the thing that you're hoping to bring into the ether. So that's the second creativity blocker that I wanted to bring to you, and hopefully it is food for thought for you, something for you to think about and ponder. Now the last creativity blocker is negativity, and I think this is such a big thing for me because if you're someone who's creative, you can create in any situation. There's nothing that really hurts your capacity to create, but what will hurt the output of what it is you're creating is negativity. And I have learned that negativity isn't something that I can necessarily control for. Like, there are people who are out there and just want to bring negativity to your doorstep, but it's how you respond to it and how much of it you let enter you. And so for me, when it comes to negativity, I have a threshold that is almost close to zero for negativity, and then anything outside of that, you're wasting your energy. If you're throwing your negativity at me, if you're pushing negativity my way, if you are sending me negative messages or you're wishing ill on me, I have set my day up with positive affirmations to set myself up for a positive, happy, calm, peaceful experience. I don't make room for negativity, and I block out negativity that doesn't serve me as I start my day, right? I am very no nonsense about negativity. I don't need it. I don't care for it. And for those who are negative because, they feel contempt about their own lives and they project that on you, or they feel insecure about themselves so they project it on you. And all these projections, like, even if you don't know that they're happening, that negativity can be what is the reason why you wake up in a funk, right? And so for me, because I am a morning person, I generally wake up very happy to keep and protect that happiness, that like joie de vivre. I start my day with positive affirmations and surround myself with as much positive energy and retain that positive energy as much as possible because it informs my creativity. I want to come on here, inspire and uplift people. I don't want to come on here and, rain on people's parade. And some people, that's what they live for. That's the vibration that they're on. And they want to share that. Misery loves company, and I'm not interested, right? If you want me to send an RSVP, I will RSVP not to that invite because I just don't have the bandwidth for negativity. It doesn't help me. It doesn't serve me. And for those of you who are negative and brewing in your negative juices, I mean, I wish you well, and I hope that you find that there's better ways to live and to exist. But I refuse to share and partake in that drink of negativity that you've been sipping on for who knows how long. In any case, that is it for today, but definitely not all. Not before letting you go, I would be remiss if I didn't let you know that we will be going live at least twice a month, every month for the foreseeable future on our Facebook page. So definitely be sure to tune in. Now, these events are paid events, so if you do see yourself participating in our community on an ongoing basis, then I do suggest that you take a look at one of our package plans. Yes, so we do offer package plans over and above our live events, as well as access to webinars and workshops largely focused on self-mastery over and above these events. So definitely check it out. Be part of our game changer community, being part of the change that you want to see, allowing us a small role to play in your journey. We are on the road to 1K, so we invite all of you to follow us across all of our social media platforms, and we look forward to chatting with all of you very soon. We'll talk to you later. I just feel like the world